this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and today I'm transplanting my celery and I'm planting or starting my tomatoes and peppers. Okay, so first things first, we're going to mix our soil. Now, my homemade fertilizer is pretty rich, so I'm going to use that bag in a whole bowl of this soil, okay? And that way I'm not doing too much damage, but everybody's getting a little bit of something, right? And this is, I'm going to say this is about 2 cups of our worm castings, banana peel, coffee grounds, all that wonderful stuff. And I've got more on the dehydrator. And I don't want to use too much perlite, just a handful. How about that? Now, before we start transplanting celery, I want to talk about the seeds. I have banana peppers, which are hot. I'm going to try one more time with green peppers. So there's 2 kinds of peppers. Bop, bop, bop. And I'm going to do my Brandywine tomatoes that I love so much. I'm going to try some of these M.I. Gardner's Manitoba tomatoes. And I'm going to try some of these pear tomatoes that came for me from Poland. So, first things first, let's start by labeling our cans. I'm using old tomato cans. Like I said, they're going to get transplanted several times. Okay, what are these? Pear tomatoes. I don't even know if they're determinate or indeterminate. Now, determinate means that they grow to a bush. Indeterminate means they will vine off and make new shoots in the ground, right? They're more of a vine. I make my tomatoes determinate by putting them in cages and then cutting them off when they're about 2 inches above the cage, right? But if you don't want to do that, just get determinate tomatoes. I just like certain kinds of tomatoes, and whether they're indeterminate or determinate, I just deal with it. Stuff. So, what do we got here? Pear tomatoes. Now, I'm not going to do, well, I might. I'm just going to sprinkle some of these on top of the soil here. Now, everybody asks me, why don't I start them in these? Well, because I start them really early, because I live in Canada, and I start them really early because I don't have a long growing season. And every time I transplant them right up to the bottom leaf of the plant, of the seedling. They'll go from this into individual cups. And then they will go from those cups deeper into tubs until they're nice and thick stemmed and whoa! A little bit of suds there, not gonna hurt nothing. We're just gonna give this a little bit of water. And there is 1 tomato plant. Now, I'm probably only going to use 3 out of these seedlings, out of each one, but I want to make sure I have a choice of the best seedlings to go. So let's just put you over here. And now what do we have? Okay. These are Manitoba tomatoes from Michigan Gardner, or M.I. Gardner. And these are more for our climate, but I don't think they're a very big slicing tomato. So, I'm going to try a couple of these plants. Now, don't worry about drainage because I'm not going to water these a lot. Only enough to keep the top of the soil fresh. Manitoba tomatoes. I don't know how big they are. but apparently they're good for our winters here. Manitoba. Okay, these are my favorites. They're my brandy wines. Now, if I get extras, of course I'm going to share. You know, there's a lot of people in my neighborhood that have gardens. Okay. Now let's do our peppers. Now, I don't have luck with peppers. but I'm going to continue to try. I'm going to put these out in front of the pool this year. These are California Wonders because I use them so much, and I'm going to try not to buy any this year. Whoa! That bottom fell off the package and the seeds fell out the bottom. There we go. That'll work. And last but not least are banana peppers for spice. I'm going to do my absolute best this year. Well, I better write on there, right? I'm going to do my absolute best this year not to buy as little as possible and grow as much as I can. Banana. That's a lot of peppers. That's a lot of peppers. But, like I said, I have lots of these trays and I will transplant them later. As they, you know, I'll transplant the good ones. Right? I don't want to waste these trays if nothing comes up in them. I want nice full trays. All right, there's all our peppers planted, and I'm going to get them over onto the plant table. Alrighty. So what we're going to do here is, well, let's take the dome off so it doesn't get all nasty. Now, it may not look like I planted as much celery as I did last year, but I actually did. I planted a whole package of seeds that last year, and I did the same this year. Now, I don't know if there was as much seed in it, or I like these to be as full as I can possibly get them to give lots of root. Now, celery root. Now, this is not the hard celery root that you cut up. This is actually stalk celery, the kind you buy in the grocery store to put in salads and spread with peanut butter and all that fun stuff. All right, let's just do this for a second here. Alrighty. Now, I watered these already today. First off, I'm going to take the best plants out of here, but I'm just going to take my spoon here, and I'll lay money that that's that whole tray. They don't look like much. People think celery are a pain in the butt to grow. They're only a pain in the butt to start. Once they're growing, all you need is lots of water. Oh my goodness. So we're just gonna drop you down in there. Alrighty. Yeah, I may need I'm gonna get a cup of soil here just in case I need to top things in. This is a long process. This is why celery for your garden can be hard to find. Nobody wants to start it. It can be hard to find and harder to grow. Well, it's not, like I said, it's not hard to grow. You just give them rich soil, lots of coffee grounds, and then, you know, water them every day. Remember, most plants are like 75% water. Celery are closer to 90, is what I've been told. They're fussy, but they're worth it. Celery is a mainstay. It's one of those things. It's like carrots, celery, and onions. You know, it's a mainstay ingredient for most of my cooking. Like salt, pepper, and garlic. Those are my mainstays for seasonings, right? Oops, almost missed a baby there. Even these teeny, teeny, tiny ones, don't think they won't grow up into a nice big stalk bunch of celery. Okay, kids, here it is. I have 6 trays of celery. These are 72 to a tray. Now, this one right here is missing 2 because I ran shy. But I have little baby ones and stuff. Now this stuff, I have planted more onions because these ones didn't do well, and you can see they're starting to come up. There's my leeks, my tomatoes and my peppers. Somewhere about 400 to 450 celery plants. Because that's how many seeds came in the package. Howard's going to help me rig up, I believe it is 3 more lights, and then this table is full, and all my seed starting is done. What's going to happen when I got tomatoes to do? I don't know where else I'm going to put them. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, I'll be back in a week. Give it... Shh, lights everywhere. I'll be back in a week to give you an update on the babies. Take care. God bless.